Hello, it's Rachel Palmieri in South Morang, Victoria, Australia. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator and I love to spend my time crafting, probably when I should be doing housework, like I've turned off the iron to come and quickly record this, mainly because my son just went out, so that means there won't be anyone popping in to talk to me for half an hour or so until he gets back from his walk. I thought that I'd continue on sharing from the beginner's brochure, but I've chosen a stamp set that's both in the beginner's brochure and in the annual catalogue. In the annual catalogue you'll find it on page 104, and in the beginner's brochure it's on page 8 and 9. And what I liked about that was the fact that it gave you so many options for cards. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shared there. And then this one, and a little gift tin, I think it is. And you have this one down here as well. So stamping in colour here, which is different, kind of cute, with a little party hat cut out. You know, there's a party hat in the set, and just put on with a dimensional, I would say. This one's quite simply the 3 of them in a row. This guy here, stamped along, and you know, you haven't even had to worry about getting the layers straight because they've made that a feature of the card. And there's little yellow stars all stamped around. So I kind of looked at this one for the idea for my first card, and I've gone with this one for my second, but I've stepped it up just a teensy bit, not much at all. So I will close those up now and I will begin to share with you. So my first card is just a simple card, and instead of stamping all over a panel on the left, I decided that I would use some of the beautiful playful, I've forgotten the name, Playing with Patterns DSP sheets. And then I actually needed some things to hide oopsies on my card, so I brought in some of the embellishments from Playing with Patterns too. They're called resin dots, and they come in handy when you don't quite get your stamping right. I reckon if I'd stamped with yellow it would have been much better, so that's probably what I'll do again today. Now down here I didn't stamp his leg very clearly, and I've hidden that with the little banner here. I haven't got any scraps of paper handy in those colours. And that's too narrow and it doesn't match. I will need to get a scrap for the oh, I wonder if that is okay. Yep, I need a scrap for the little greeting. So I will grab just a sheet of paper today to do my stamping on, because it probably won't be very extensive stamping. And I have a card base already folded. I think I'll do the stamping first. I wonder if I should take off my bracelet, it's a bit noisy, but... So I've already cut a strip for there. Now it's a different size, it doesn't matter. And is it the same height? It is. What about this other one? I'll pop that one on because it has a slightly neater cut on it. Actually, I said I was going to do the stamping first, didn't I? Perhaps I should keep to my word. So I have the stamps kind of mounted up here beside me, hopefully. That's not. Do I have the hat in the... I have the hat in there. And happy birthday, that's in there too. I actually like this happy birthday. I've used it on quite a few different sets because I think that it's just got a nice casual look to it. Alright, so there's nothing particularly fancy about this. Couple of taps. Oh, that's very inky. I wonder how that's going to go. Okay. So I need to know that the nose needs to be pressed down. I'm putting it up a little bit and pretty much as far to the right as I can. I did apply a little bit of pressure to the left hand side so that it would make sure that that nose. It often does pay to check how the stamp likes to stamp on a particular day, because okay, so here's a very surprised zebra. His hat is slightly up above his hair. I don't worry about little things like that. I don't think it's worth getting too concerned. Now, this cute little piece, I'll just pop it on here. I seem to have a shortage of these long ones at the moment, probably because I have another project set up to record later, because my class ladies are going to get a nice surprise when my next order comes in. I have some gifts in there for them, which are going to comprise a stamping class that they're going to get free supplies for, because they were very kind to me this month and I thought I could return the favour. So I'm hoping that they really enjoy doing the class with me. And the thing is that they've all got the same stamp set, so I'm using that stamp set for their class. I think that's a nice solution. Now see, I'm not really getting those stars terribly beautiful this time either, but they're yellow and it doesn't matter. Oh god, they're terrible actually, but you're not always going to have the most perfect result. I just grabbed melon mango then because it's one of my favourite yellows. It's so bright and cheery. What else do I need to do? I was going to colour in the hat. Now, in the beginner's brochure, they've got one of those great little ways that you can purchase everything you need, so that if you have no supplies at home and you think, I wouldn't mind doing something like that with the kids, you could purchase for $101.75, you would get the stamp set. You would get a clear block D, which is it that one? No, that's only a C. A D is larger. There. So that will fit your zebras on quite easily. I do prefer to have some of these smaller ones for the tiny stamps. I think it's easier to manage. However, you can start with one block, or you might even have these acrylic blocks at home. You get a pack of Whisper White cardstock, which is always handy for crafting, a black Memento ink pad, watercolour pencils, a pack which comprises 10 colours, and I sorted them out. I have mine all together in one container, but I sorted out which ones were assortment 2, and so those will be the ones that I'll use. And you get a pack of Stampin' Dimensionals, which is 3 sheets, I think, of these, and they are great. But you know, if you have some supplies, well then you can purchase the items individually. So the stamp set is $33, and it's red rubber, so it's a good quality, will last you a long time. In fact, I don't know them to wear out. I usually sell them and move them on before anything like that happens. I'm looking for Stampin' Seal, and it's there. So both sides of this paper are equally lovely. In fact, I might just change it up and do that this time, because that way I won't have two identical cards. My daughter-in-laws usually get these children's cards so that they have a good supply for all the parties that small children get invited to. And admittedly, the vast majority of my grandchildren are boys, so I guess they're mostly going to boy parties. But every now and again there will be a little girl's party in there, I think. Now, I saw how close that zebra was, and I've just got to check whether I'm going to cover his nose just a bit. That doesn't seem very kind. You know, I could just move it a little bit so it's not slotted in neatly beside the paper like it was on this one. But I don't really want it on top of his nose. So, let's see how carefully I can do this. I felt that the Stampin' Seal would go over the sides of that tiny strip. I purposely made it tiny in the hope that I would be able to fit it, but yeah. So really, really far to the right is where you need to stamp your zebra, or else adjust your strips so that they will fit. Maybe I would have been better to have adhered them first. Alright, now actually I'm going to remove that and put the happy birthday on there, because the smaller the block that I'm dealing with, the more likely I am to get this in the right place. This has a couple of other stamps on the other side from one of our other stamp sets. It's hashtag make a card, hashtag send a card, which is something I kind of adhere to as well. I like to be posting out lots of cards, especially at the moment when we're trying to keep everyone feeling a bit cheerful in Victoria. I've been so thrilled to be getting cards from my Queensland friends. It really does make a difference. Cheers you up a lot. Alright, so I will just adhere that with the glue again. Now, did you notice I didn't fuss much? I've just this is a leftover strip from cutting card, and it fitted on relatively straight, and so I've just stamped it and snipped it, and the end is on a slight diagonal. And if I can see a bone folder, I will just smooth the edge of that. This one was a little bit rough still too, up the top. There we go. Now the thing I haven't done is any colouring in, so I might do this zebra's hat in pink. Because she may be a girl. Maybe. And will we have purple spots? I think we could have purple. Ooh, it is broken, and I probably should do a hunt for my sharpener. Oh no, that's worked out okay. Alright, so that was one. Now I can put on embellishments, but it's not totally necessary. I will pop that aside. Now, for the other one, I've kind of, as I said, I was going with the forgotten. I'm going with the one from the catalogue, this one here. And I did devise a way that I could just position them on the one block, and that worked out quite nicely. So I'll show you. Well, no, I won't, because they're pretty stuck on actually. We'll see how this goes. So what I did, I initially sat them down on the paper and I just pressed the block over it. And then when it came time to do the other one, I just took him up a bit. Let's see how it all works out. I could make a fool of myself here, but hopefully not. So the one on the left is really kicking up his heels. And his friend is admiring his exuberance. Now, I've got an issue here because I've cut the card a little bit smaller. So, where's my other one? It's going to join its friends. How's that? Also admiring. Okay. Now is that all the stamping? I think it is. Oh no, it isn't. I want to put if I'd thought ahead, I would have got my chamois out. I didn't, and it's all dry. I have a bit of a nasty habit of not doing the clean-up until I'm done. And kick up your heels. Is that there? Yep. Alright, so now I'm going to do some colouring as they did in the book, in the catalogue. And maybe I won't do it all because I have another stepped up one to show you, which I'm not going to make for you today. But so I wasn't sure about this, but in the catalogue they had just coloured over the stripes. This pencil is Coastal Cabana. This one is Balmy Blue. Now, it's a very dark balmy blue, but I really do love blues. And I'm going to put it onto a Misty Moonlight base, and I think because the next pencil I'm going to choose is Granny Apple Green, I think that I'll do another layer of Granny Apple Green behind the card. So you can see that actually your children could do this with their own coloured pencils too. It sometimes doesn't matter that it's not perfect, depending on their age. I think that people would quite appreciate a card like this. I used the Over the Moon stamp with the cows in it, and my grandson made cards for his parents, and he had a lot of fun doing that, colouring in their gumboots and things like that. I'll cut a piece of, if I've got it cut it would be really good, but of course I don't. I'll cut a piece of Granny Apple Green to go behind. Oh, where is it? I'm having to open a new pack. It's a bit of a favourite, especially with the Forever Fern range that's out at the moment, and also the poinsettia seems to go quite well with it. Oh, I've just realised where there is a piece. I'm not sure if that was 10. Yep. So 10 by 14, I do my second layer. I've done the white piece 9.5 by 13.5 centimetres. So why I wanted to get this recorded now is that I want to get a card in the post to my 2.5-year-old grandson. He has really impressed me this week by spelling his name out and pointing to the letters as he did it. Now, his dad said, oh, he's just learnt it in a rhyming sort of fashion. And I said, that's fine. I think it's marvellous. So I will finish that one later. But my stepped up one included a wobbler, and I've got some more of those coming in the parcel post, and it's taken forever to get here. And I've done his name with the letters that is in the suite, along with the playing with patterns. You know, where is it? So he will be able to trace that out with his finger, just like he was on the little video I got the other day. And I'm not quite sure what you write to a little fella. Yes, see, the pattern play is a suite of the stamp and these nice letters. The letters alone are worth getting anyway. The playful alphabet dies. I think you'd have heaps and heaps of use out of them. They're a good size. Now I've put the foam in behind before I cut them, and so they're slightly raised and so easy to put on with the adhesive already there. And yes, so that's his little note that will go in the mail today. Now I've done some which went live on a blog yesterday, and it's a mix of the Sending Sunshine kit that's still available. So the sunshines and this nice pattern that comes out of it, and also the sequins are in that pack. Sending Smiles is in that pack. But these cute zebras, of course, are from Zany Zebras. And it's for my 12-year-old grandson, who's far too cool for something like this. But I did want to send him a note of encouragement for all the remote learning that he's been doing. This is another one using the sun, the background stamp, and a little something to brighten your day is also from the Sending Sunshine pumpkin, paper pumpkin. I always want to call it pumpkin patch, and of course they've gone bust. So the paper pumpkin kit, box of sunshine. I'm making good use of it, and I used, I don't think that was meant to be there. I used the playing with patterns paper there too because it's so bright and sunny. Now we'll just stick that somewhere on the front. I'm sure there should be 3, but maybe they've come adrift. I have one more to share with you, which I already have done some time back, and it's one of those, I don't know what you call them, again using the same paper because it's very cheerful and playful and all of those things. Okay, so that's it for me today. If you've got any questions, do get in touch, and I look forward to seeing you again. Bye.